Um, no. Wait. Oh, it's recording me. I guess so.
Hey, can anyone hear me?
Hey.
Awesome sauce. Awesome. Awesome. Let me see if I can share the screen. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Bring it. Let's see if I can share. Which one? California. Awesome. Sharing your screen. Sharing this application. That's fine. Is it recording? Oh, it's not recording. All right. We are recording these things, right?
Oh yeah, we're recording.
All right, good. All righty. I give people a few more minutes to get in. For you guys that are already here, if you want to jump over to Try Hack Me, make sure you guys are signed in or create a free account. Either or. Try Hack Me. Welcome. If you have not already done so, make sure that you are in the Try Hack Me portal and that you are ready and signed in. If not, make sure you can create an account or and just sit back and relax after those two things are done. I'm gonna give everybody a few more minutes before we start. Um, Looking to start around 7:05 maybe to kick things off. Cool beans. If you are late at this point, then make sure you get caught up real fast. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Labs. We're gonna try something a little different here. Try to pass some knowledge on from what I've learned over the years. If you don't know me right now, I am Jedi. I spelled a little bit different. J3d3y3. It's pronounced Jedi. No, it's not related to any Star Wars, Star Trek, or anything like that. It's just a play on words. Little acronym that I like to go with. Alrighty, so if you guys are signed in to the Try Hack Me website, let's go ahead and go over to the actual startup from the very beginning with you guys. I will go to the dashboard. Let's exit that. There we go. And if any moment in time that I'm moving too fast or you have a question, feel free to raise your hand and ask away. Let me know so I can stop and answer that question. All right, so we're at the Try Hack Me dashboard front page. We're going to try to go to our, at the very top where we see Learn. We're going to click that. I should shade it. Can everybody see my screen first of all? Should I make sure everybody can see the screen? Hands up if you can see it.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks. All right. And after we click on Learn, we're gonna click on All Rooms. And in this search bar, we're gonna type Root Me. That's the box we're doing today. If I can type root me. There we go. Click that. And your screen might not be split like mine is whenever this loads up. But on your side, you should have something that says start attack box. Just click that and you should be looking at two screens after it loads up. And then once that loads, it takes a good minute or so, but once that loads, we're gonna scroll down a little bit and hit this deploy button. And if you are ready and go, your box is deployed and your attack machine is deployed as well. Give me a hands up. Awesome. Where's the chat button on here? Oh, it's right there. Got it. Oh, this is totally different. Awesome. Is anybody having any trouble so far? Are we all good? Are we ready to go? Hack away?
Almost 75%.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Cool beans. All right. Everybody knowing that one. I found this meme that explains what we're trying to do today, right? So you downloaded an angry IP scanner. You must be a hacker, elite hacker. From things that I've learned over the past say year or so, you're only as good. A hacker is only as good as his methodology, his steps that he goes through or he or she goes through, in order to actually or own a box, right? And as we're going through this CEH or Pen Test Plus or anything like that, we have a few phases to go through. And each phase is very important. And the most important of all those phases is the scanning and enumeration and the reconnaissance and information gathering phase. So those one and two are your top, I say your top things that you should be doing, spending most of your time on whenever you're trying to pawn a box or just anything related to hacking. Information gathering is very important. Scanning, numeration, super important. So these are the I say the summed down 5 phases of hacking. Uh, where there's that CEH or the Pen Test Plus, they're all going have these 5 phases in common, which is reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, and covering your tracks. And if you're on the Pen Test Plus side, the very last step in all of this is going to be writing your report. And that report is going to generate, is basically how you went from phase 1 all the way to phase, to owning a box and rooting that thing and getting any information off of it that you did. With that being said, today's box is all about enumeration. It's all about enumeration. And if you're not enumerating, then you're pretty much stuck in the water unless you have some type of walkthroughs. All right, let's do this. I didn't do this box. So whatever you guys are looking at, I am on the same page as well. So if I have problems, you have problems, we're gonna be stuck together until someone figures this out. But I wanted to go through this like this with you guys, just in case we did have problems or anything. You guys can show me what you guys see or what you guys are, whatever you guys are facing on your end, so we can walk through it together and we can learn together. All righty. So after we have deployed our box, our first task 1 is make sure that we are connected to TryHackMe and we have deployed our target box. And so that should be a complete. There's nothing to input right there. All should be completed and easy. Moving on to task 2 is our reconnaissance phase. And like I just said, is information gathering is key. And so we've given an IP address. Our first thing to do in pretty much any engagement that we face is our active scanning. Let's see if we can, what ports are open or anything like that, or what is this IP telling us back to us, right? And so the best tool out there to do that, there's multiple tools, but the best one is the one that most people are used to, right, is Nmap. Nmap is, I think you guys went over this already, is network mapper. And it pretty much is your your Swiss Army knife of trying to get information from an IP. So our first question is, how many open ports are on this IP? And what I like to do whenever I'm running a map or Nmap or whatever, you might need sudo for this, if I can type a little bit. All right. My first scan I like to do, just to see what ports are open or out there, I like to scan all ports with a TAC P and with a TAC VV. And what this VV is verbose. And I'm gonna show you guys in a minute, but it's gonna scan all these ports. TAC P TAC means 0 through 65535. So our IP is, your IP might be a tad bit different, but there we go. Yeah, your IP might be a tad bit different, so you just type in nmap TAC P TAC space, and then the verbose flags. And what this Let's see if I can pull that out. Close that. There we go. All right, I'm trying not really crazy. And so what the VV attack did, right? It gave us our open ports just by pinging the host itself. It doesn't give us any information about it. It just says, hey, these two ports are open. And where we see discovered open ports, it's all from this attack V. So if you're running a scan and you're running a scan that's you're trying to attack all of the ports, it's best to just try to use this one so you can get some sort of information back or whatever. Because if you don't, it's going to take a while before you get all the ports back. So let's see if that's our answer. So our answer should be 2 because those are only 2 ports that are open. Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. All righty. After we, was there a question? All righty, cool beans. All right, after that, right, our mmap, our next question is what version of Apache is running, right? So we already know we already know the open ports that are on this box. We already know the open ports that are on this box. So there's no need to, again, scan every single port, right? So what we can do now is if we're trying to find service versions of this running software, what we can do now is remove that p-tac-p and just type in 80, comma, and then what was the other one? 22. With to get the service version for Nmap is it's going to be S capital V, and that's telling Nmap to only scan these 2 ports, and on these 2 ports in that IP address, I want you to bring back the service version of whatever is running on those 2 ports. And this is all part of the reconnaissance phase. So if we run that, shouldn't take that long because we only have 2 ports to scan. Very, very quick. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So our question is, what version of Apache are we running? And with the attack SV, we see that we're running 2.29 of Ubuntu. And that gives us a lot of information right now. So we know we're running Apache 2.4.29. Is that what it was? Yeah, 2.9. And that's our answer for our second question for task 2. We also know that we're running an Ubuntu machine, which we haven't tagged any operating systems from Nmap, but because of the commonality of Apache server running on pretty much Linux systems, Windows has other IIS servers, and Apache is mostly ran on Ubuntu anyway. So that's a guess. That's a bona fide guess from Nmap. Awesome. And so our next question for task 2 is, what service is running on port 22? Given the information that the information gathering tools that we already have that answer. So port 22 is going to be your SSH. Oh, not 22. Awesome sauce. Awesome. So our after we have what's running on port 22, our next question is going to be what directories are running on the server. And it gives you a tool to use. It's called GoBuster. GoBuster is a really cool directory transversal, and pretty much it uses a massive list to of the most common directories out there in the world, per se. And it pretty much is it sets the IP to those whatever text field that is passing, and it sees if it can get a hit off of that backwards. If that doesn't make sense, let me know that I can explain it some more. But what it basically does is says, hey, I got this IP. Let's see if /admin is out there, or /log file, or something of that nature. And if it's out there, it's going to ping back, say, hey, yes, this directory exists. So that's how GoBuster works at a high level. All right. So I normally open up a new tab. You don't have to do this, but I normally open up a new tab with. Let's see if that one works. I don't know without the. Well, anyway, I'll normally open it up with Control Shift T, and that opens up a new tab on my end. I like to do the keyboard shortcuts. Not too sure what it is on the terminal itself, but if you guys figure it out, let me know. I don't know that one. What was that? All right. And so we're going to use GoBuster to enumerate all these directories out there, right? So if we type in on our terminal GoBuster and we hit tab complete, we're looking for directories with the TACU flag, with the HTTP protocol inside versus our IP. Our IP is 10, well, my IP is 10, 10.1.110. And it's going to be GoBuster normally asks for a URL with the TACU flag and a word list. We have to give pass GoBuster a word list, and pretty much most of the word lists that are on Kali's or Parrot OS are in our user share word list directory. And I am going to go with GoBuster directory. Version 2 with the medium text. And if we let that run, if everything is right, we should get a list of directories back that we can probe to. Now, if you already noticed, I've not yet hit the website itself. Normally, I would do that just to, if I don't have any other information from this IP, that would be my second step after running Nmap. And so after GoBuster has ran, it gave us a few panels back. I mean, a few directories back. So at this point, then I will go into the IP and on the website itself. So if we open up Firefox inside of our attack box, give it a minute. Awesome. And enter that IP. 51.110 is what it was. And then since it's port 80 is by default what any pretty much all addresses that we use out there. 80 is the default port for any of this. So if we were just hit enter on that IP, we have a website. Can you root me? Challenge accepted. All right. And at this point, to gather more information, right, we can view the source. We don't have any input where we can try to do a SQL injection or anything like that to test that out. I don't see any input over here. I don't see any sort of like hidden fields or whatever. But the best way that we can figure out or gain more information about it is to view the source page of this site. So if we were to right-click on it, right-click inside the website itself, and view page source, this would be normally where comments. That's what this exclamation tac syntax is. It's normally where developers would keep any comments about the page itself. And pretty much anything go in this portion of it, but I don't see anything relevant that's going to stand out on my end. I don't see any input fields, no JavaScript, a little bit of JavaScript right there, but that doesn't seem interesting. So nothing on that end. All right, and so let's open up. The question is, our next question should be, what is a hidden directory? What is the hidden directory? So at that point, I will go back to my GoBuster, and there we go. I'm a terminal. Go back to my terminal, Now we'll try any of these to see which one it was, right? And so server status is pretty common. Upload seems a little stands out, gives us some, seems interesting. CSS is probably common, and JavaScript itself is probably common. That's not to say to not look at those, because it might be something else, some other information that's pertaining to later down the road that might be important that we can use. But those directories are normally are common directories for websites out there nowadays. So with that being said, we have uploads and panels. And panel, which stands out. Uploads definitely. So let's see if we can go to that. Or actually, let's see if upload is an answer that Try Hack Me is asking for. Uploads. Oh, that thing. If I can type right. Go back. Moving too fast. Awesome. So that's wrong. So the second, let's try a second answer then, which could be panel. Awesome. So panel is our second directory. Since we know those two directories, let's see if we can go to and see what actually is on those two directories. So it'll be uploads. Awesome. Okay, so I don't see any where we can actually upload. So that probably tells us that this is in here for all uploads. Yep, that's what that's telling me right now. I don't see any place to upload, so let's try the second. Let's try the second directory, which is panel. Awesome. So this is where we upload any file, and the uploads directory is where it gets staged. So far we've gotten a ton of information just by using Nmap and GoBuster. We know what type of services are on the IP on that box. We know that we can upload some things to this box. We know version numbers. We know a lot of information about this box so far just by using Nmap and GoBuster, right? And let's move on to our third task. Is everybody up to this point? Everybody good to go up to task 2? Is task 2 good to go for everybody? Let me know if I'm moving too fast. Awesome. Alrighty, so now that we have we're at this uploads directory, this panel directory, I'm sorry. My thing is, I would check the source just to see what's in there, out there, and if we have any admin passwords or anything like that. I don't see any comments or, let's see, post, form data, file upload, submit button, form. What I was looking for here is see if there are any exclusions to the extensions of what type of file that this website accepts. Excuse me 1 second. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got some little minions running around my house right now. But yeah, so back to this. What I was looking for is to see if there are any clues of what type of extension that I can upload right here, right? So the best thing that we can do now is, if we don't have anything, let's try something. Let's try anything. Let's try to get a reverse shell by upload, right? And this little hint, Try Hack Me is good on giving hints. So getting a shell, which tells us that we can try to upload a reverse shell, if that makes sense. Where is this at? Awesome, 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 awesome. Cool beans. Let's exit that. There we go. Back to it. All right. So find a form to upload and get a reverse shell. Find the first flag. User.text. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's see if we can. It tells us that we are only allowed. All right. Cool beans. Cancel that. All right. So since we know that we should get a shell on here because of the clue here, let's try uploading a PHP shell. So I will clear this out. I don't need that anymore. That will probably go into some type of report or your notes at that point. But let's see what we can upload. Let's just create a blank. Let's try creating a reverse shell from PHP, right? If you're on this attack box, there is a pre-configured reverse shell on here. I believe it's in the, if I am correct in thinking, let's copy that over here let's copy it from our user, what is it, web shows. Awesome, I don't know that one, so let's go ahead and just locate, if I can type again. Locate the, no, it's in the reverse shell. User share web shell. Maybe that's what it was. User share web shell. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alrighty. So just by trial and error, the PHP web shells, the web shell is going to be user share web shells. I'm pretty sure it's PHP and then PHP reverse shell in the dot. So what I'm doing now is, instead of move, I'm sorry guys, it should have been copy. Instead of so what I'm doing now, instead of editing the original script, I'm just moving or copying that from this directory into my into my current directory, which is what this dot is. And right now I am in the desktop directory. That being said, I should have my PHP reverse shell here. Awesome. And at this point, you can use Vim or gedit or Nano. I like to use Vim, but you can use whatever you are comfortable with as a Linux text editor. Vim is good for me. PHP reverse shell. What if I should have did sudo on this one? But this one here is a pretty common reverse shell format, or not format, but file. It's used by a lot of people, and there are other forms of a reverse shell, but this one is the most common, I want to say, because PHP is pretty much taking over the world in the form of websites because of its ease of use. But if we navigate down to where it says our IP address, this is where we will put our address of our attack box. So we were to change that, knock that out, and it's going to be 10. So again, this is your IP of your attack box, not the target, but your attack box. 10.191.28. And you can leave this IP, I mean not IP, but the port itself. I like to change it just to make sure that I know what port that I'm trying to listen on. And normally I do something like 2021 or whatever, because I know that it's a random port that shouldn't have anything on it. So don't expect it not to have anything on it, but 2021, I don't think anything's going to be on that port, listening on that port so far. So make sure we have our attack box and our IP slot and our port that we're going to listen to. And if all things are right, we can save. Right click alpha, Awesome sauce. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So in that case, let's go back to our uploads directory. I keep saying uploads. Our panels directory, and browse to that file. Let's see if we can upload that file. Okay. Boom. It's there, and let's see if we can upload it. Huh. PHP, I don't know what that language is. If anybody knows what that language is, let me know. I have no idea what that is. But I'm guessing since it's red that it did not go through, and we can check that by going up to our, let's remove that. Going back to the uploads directory that we found earlier. If I can type again, let's try that out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yep, yep, that means it didn't load up. So so what that's telling me now is that there's some type of filter that is not allowing probably PHP files up there, or some type of filter that's checking the magic bytes of a file or whatever. And magic bytes is just saying the first few bytes in a file. It gives you what type of file it is. And what I mean by that is it is the name of a file, is the type of a name of a file within this binary, within this hex. There we go, within this hex file. But that's beyond the scope of this one here. But if you go back, we see that this filter is stopping our PHP from happening. So what can we load up? Let's go back to our terminal. And let's see if we can, upload an HTML file. So I would just create a random fake HTML file and see if that works, right? So touch fake page dot HTML and echo something in there just so it's not an empty file. And let's try to upload that again. Try uploading that fake HTML and upload. Awesome, awesome. So we got green this time, again, in some form of language I don't understand. But we have green, which tells me that there is a filter on here that we should be able to bypass if we have the right combination of syntax and letters. So let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. Let's Google. Well, I should say, if you are on the paid subscription portion of Try Hack Me, then you're able to go to the internet, I believe. But if you're not, you can just search on a regular Google page, your browser or favorite browser, search engine, I should say, and just search for PHP extensions. Oh, I should say type. Let's see, type of PHP. Different types of PHP. There we go. Extension list. That should be working. Not working. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find different forms of the PHP extension. PHP has different forms that it uses for its parser. And I'm looking for that list right now. There you go. That said something. PHP extension list. Let's try that out. And I know PHP has a HTML. Where are you at? I think that list is just a tad bit too cumbersome right now. True. Where are you at? Where are you at, little Google? So type of PHP extension list. Kind of go back. Interesting. Well, there is a list on this Google interwebs that I cannot find right now. But if I go back to my terminal, and from my previous notes, there is PHP, PHTML, and there's one more that I forgot, but these two are your common ones for PHP. And I know that this is being blocked right now, a regular PHP. But let's try this one right here. Let's see what we get on this one. And if you guys want that list, I can find that list. I just have to just dig through my own notes. But I can send that list over of PHP extensions in the Slack channel itself. So again, if you want that, let me know and I can send it right over. Red Rover. I gotta find that list. I'll find it later. All right. So with that being said, right? Let's clear out our screen. That being said, we can change the extension on our PHP file. I mean, our reverse shell file. So let's copy that. Copy our PHP to our php.html. Everybody should be at this point right now. So we're about to upload a PHP file. We changed the extension, and let's see if we get a green border as well. Browse it. Let's try to upload it again. Open. Upload. Awesome. We didn't get a negative. We didn't get a red border back. So let's check our index. Refresh it of our. Awesome. So that tells us that it was doing some type of filtering, but we were able to bypass that filter by changing the extension on the reverse shell, the PHP file. Awesome. So now that we have our file uploaded, what we can do is I like to start a listener. A listener, because our next step is to try to activate this PHP shell. So let's start a listener on the port that you chose. It would be LNVP, listen variable verbose, numerical port on 2021. That is my port I was listening on. So let's go back to our upload script. Uploads directory. Come on, we can do it. There we go. And let's see if we just click this, what happens now. Okay, stalling means it's good. That means it's good. That means we probably have a connection. Look at that. Awesome, freaking good. We do have a connection. We do have a reverse shell on that one. Awesome. If you guys are not at this point, please shout out right now because I'm gonna upgrade this shell. Awesome. I don't see any things in the chat, so I'm guessing we are all good to go. Yes, we are all good to go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alrighty. At this point, I would like to update my shell because if we were to leave this page here, then we will lose our shell. So let's see if we can upgrade our shell. Let me bring out my notes. And what I mean by upgrading means just pretty much a more stable shell where it's not relying on this web shell, this web reverse activation. So that being said, let's upgrade our shell. Where are you at? Right here. All right. So let's type in Python, taxi, and we're going to put this in colon, import pty semicolon pty.spawn open paren single quote /bin/bash single quote close the open paren and close the double quotes, and that should work. Aha. Yeah, there's no such thing as Petnob. So let's try this again, and as we try to push up, we see that we're not in the actual stable shell. So we have to type all that over again. Python, taxi, import, pty, pty.spawn, oh, the wrong one, /bin. Man, tab completion is wonderful when it works. Dash Python. Awesome. And what you should see, if it works correctly, exactly what we see now on our screen, bash, whatever, the $. But we're not done. So let's export our terminal with export term equals xterm and enter. Export term equals xterm. Yep, enter. And this is very important. We're going to push a combination of keys, which is Control Z on the Windows side, and I believe it's, if you're using a Mac, is Command Z as zebra. Again, that's Control CTRL. Don't type that. I'm just showing you what it is on the keyboard. So it's Control CTRL plus the letter Z. Do not hit enter at this point. Clear out the screen, clear out the terminal, I mean, and then hit that combination of keys, Control Z. And what we're telling that thing to do is push it in the background for now, because we're going to try to capture our raw TT. Let's see if I can explain this right. Our raw input, and make sure that we are able to capture it on the reverse shell that we have, so we can have a stable reverse shell. So yeah, that being said, if you ran into a problem at this point, please shout out. I hope we're all good at this point. Yes. Yep. All right. Cool beans. I don't see any things in the chat that tells me that we are golden. Awesome. 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 All right. So after we have done that, our next command, our few commands are going to be stty and raw input and tech echo semicolon with the foreground. Hit that, hit enter twice, and you should have a stable shell where we are able to tab complete and all the sorts. We are in bash shell heaven. Awesome. Cool beans. So now we can just gather more information. Who are we? And we are in the www data file. We are user www data. We are in these two groups that we do not have any admin sites or anything like that. So our next thing would be, let's see if we can travel all the way back. Let's see what directory we're in right now. We are home. Okay. hidden directories. Oh, man, let's go back. Let's do it this way. Awesome. All right. I don't see anything. Let's go to home. Let's see what's in the home directory. Root me. Is that a directory? That is a directory. So let's go to root me. What we're looking for now is just the user flag, just to see if we are. I don't see it on here. See what admin successful. Huh. That looks interesting. Alrighty. So if we go back to the try hack me file, I mean the try hack me website, we're looking for user text. Normally in a normal engagement, it wouldn't be this easy. It would not be just say, hey, go look for this file. We're at this point, since we have access, some type of initial access, we will look for anything that gives us any more information about this, where we're looking in the var log file, the www.data directory that we're in, and we're just looking for more information, passwords, keys, users, or all that sort, just to aid us in our privilege escalation, right? So if we are looking for this user flag and we know that we can find this user flag, let's see if we can find it the Linux way. So it'll be find command. Using the find command, it'll be type F because we're looking for a file. Type in, and what was it called? User.text. And since we have an upgraded shell, we can redirect output to dev null. Any errors that we don't want to see into dev null. There we go. User text type file find /. All right. And as we wait patiently for our results, Awesome. And we have our user flag. It looks like it. And so if we cat that out, we should be able to input that into our user flag. So let's cat var user text. Awesome. And that is our user flag. Copy. And let's try this out. Make sure that is right. And submit. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We've gotten user access on this box, and we've got our user flag. But we're still not root, so we must escalate our privileges. Awesome. Task 4. Now that we have a shell, let's escalate to root. Search for all files with the suid permissions. Which file is weird? Alrighty. So what that means is we're going to look for this sticky bit that's set. And it's by the, I believe it's the S flag. So we're going to search on this user box for anything that has the suid permissions. And there is a hint here, I believe. Yes. And what this tells us is, what this command is saying is, look for anything that's owned by the root user with the permissions of the set UID ID. So if we were to type that in that terminal, oh, not that. No. I forgot. We gotta copy it here. Let's copy to our clipboard. And try it again. Paste. Awesome. So we see some stuff that we don't want to see again. So let's try this and output our errors, which is the permission denied, into our dev nulls. Device null. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so what this is now is it gave us back all the binary file, all the files that are on this box that are owned by root that we can run that have the suid permissions, the GUID permissions. And right now we're looking for anything that stands out. And I would say this portion of the enumeration comes with just by knowing Linux or Windows when you do it on Windows as well. Um, you would know which things stand out, like something like this or this right here might stand out to us. And so what the next thing to do is that we can try to find out ping 6. I don't know what ping 6 is. I don't think I ever used that. But we have this tool out there. If I can find my notes, that's called. Where are you at? GTF Open Bins, right here. Copy. Alrighty. So we have this tool that this awesome person put together called GTF Open Bins. And what it is a plethora of Unix binaries that we can use to try to gain root access, right? So if we take our list and combine it with and search for any of those binaries on this side, it'll tell us pretty much how to get root on this box, how to bypass and privilege escalate on our box. So let's see if we can find something that does not belong. Huh. And I did miss this stuff. At this point, let's try to see what commands the user, the www data user can run right now with the sudo. If you just type sudo tac L, it should ask for a password since we don't have a password or whatever. Yeah, like I said, we don't have a password, but you should be able to run some of these commands. And this comes from enumeration. All right, so we don't have a password for this data user. Let's see if we can find something. Let's try mount. See if we can run mount. So I will go back to GTF Open Bins and type in mount. And let's see what mount says. This will not work because we can't run sudo. Interesting. We can't run sudo. Okay. So let's move to the next one. User again Python. Well, we used Python to get a shell just now. So let's see if we can what Python does for us. We'll go back and look for GTF Open Bins and type in Python. Oh, awesome. Cool beans. So this is the command we just used. File download. Write data. Suid right here. And we're looking for this one. Let's try. What does it say? Binary has suid bit set. It does not drop the elevated privileges, blah, 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 uses excusing. If you use the run sh.p, so omit the p arguments. Interesting. So that it looks like we can use that to actually gain privilege. I mean, escalate our privileges right now. But we just did that too. Interesting. I don't know if we can use this one. Okay. Awesome. Fine, let's try that out then. Okay, let's see if we can get this to run. All right, cool. Let's see if we can get this one run. So since we have this SUID, we already searched that firewall with the SUID permission set. And we know that we can run Python because we already got a shell in Python. Let's try that here. Thought I copied it, I guess I didn't. Copy. Let's go back. Pretty much copy to our clipboard. Interesting. Clear that out. Don't need that anymore. Let's paste it. We don't need that / in the beginning, so remove that. So we're saying Python execute this command, which is import OS, the Python lib. We're saying OS, Excel, bin bash, and what did GUID GTF bin say? If we use the sh.p and emit the p argument in the system like Debian stretch file sh shell runs to SUID privileges, this example is located. Local to SUID copy. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, that's why it works. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's export. Let's see if this works. Oh shit! I mean, crap. It works. Oh, let's see who we are. ID. Oh, we have more groups in our user. So who am I? Root bruiser. Awesome. So we officially have now gained root access on this box by abusing a file permission on this box. So now that we have that, let's see. Oh, I should have been answering these questions. All right, so now search file for. So what file do we use to pretty much get the permissions? It was user. What was it? bin/python. Awesome. We found a way to escalate it, and now we are looking for our root flag. So I'm guessing it's going to be in the root directory. We lost our root shell. Our escalated shell. Awesome. So if we were to cat root text, we have escalated. So congratulations, you have owned the box. You are a lead hacker. Awesome. Whew, that was an interesting one. Cool beans. I never done that one. Well, so we have gained root access on this box, and pretty much at this point we can create users and try to get persistence on this box. And that's pretty much it for this box. Did anybody run into any problems or have any questions for right now? Nothing. Okay. Cool beans. All right. Does everybody understand how you were able to access this privilege escalation? If not, I can explain it if you need me to. If not, then I believe that is good for Friday Night Labs. Oh man, I hope I wasn't muted this whole time. That would have been embarrassing. Am I muted? Can anybody hear me?
No, we can hear you. You want to explain it again?
Okay, cool beat. I thought I was muted. That would be bad. To explain the privilege escalation?
Yes.
All right. So if we were to start from the beginning, let's exit this out. And we were to search for our binary again. So since we are an initial user, what this command is doing again is looking for any file that is owned by the root user that has this sticky bit set or suid permission set, and we want to actually just look at it right now. I can show you what I mean by that. So if I were to look for that file that we just used, Python, where did it go? Actually, I don't think I need it. I can just type it. ls.l/user bin Python. What that means is that this S that you guys, I don't know if you can see, I'll just type it again. This S right here is saying that, hey, if you run this command as the root, as a normal user, you're going to run this file right here as a root user. And since we were able to run Python already, and this sticky bit is set on this Python binary, because it's owned by root, and we were able to escalate it as a user, we used the OS Python lib to create a bin shell using Python that's ran by root. So if that doesn't make sense, we have a key to the kingdom, and that kingdom was Python. And since we have already run Python, we just call the Python library to execute another bash shell inside of another shell. Does that make sense, or is that too cloudy?
No, that makes sense.
Awesome, cool. And this is, if you were to report this, this will be a permissions issue, or unneeded. What's the word I'm looking for? Unneeded permissions for this binary, for this Python binary. There's no reason for this one right here, this Python to have this sticky bit set and it's owned by root user. And so we just abused permissions for a file. And we used it for our own privilege, our own good. And so, since we are able to, again, since root is owned by this, owns Python binary, or you can run it as root, we created a shell by calling this OS file, this OS lib here, and that's how we were able to get root. Is permissions and file abuse, permission abuse. That is good and golden. Any more questions? Let's see if we can read that cat Etsy file. Etsy, oh, we don't have a shell. Etsy/shadow. Awesome. And at this point, we will again try to break these hashes, these values here, and try to, again, we don't actually need to do that because we already have root access. We can just create a user for persistence and backdoors or anything like that. So, with that being said, is TryHackMe a good platform for everybody to gain knowledge, or would you guys like to see more of a real approach to the CEH, pen testing, or OSCP? If TryHackMe is good and it's good for everybody, then I'm cool with going through TryHackMe and then trying out these different boxes. Or do you want to do something more realistic and trying to own a box from, say, like OSCP's Proving Grounds or Von Hub and attacking the actual VM? If TryHackMe is good to go, then I'm good with it as well. Anybody have any ideas?
I say TryHackMe, and also the suggestions that you stated. Like, it could be a mix.
Yep, that's cool with me. That's cool with me. I just don't want to get too far advanced in anybody and lose people, because this stuff you can go down a rabbit hole real fast. So yeah, next week we'll probably go through a little harder box. I'm trying to increase our knowledge and increase our skill level with another throughout the weeks to come. Again, that is it for tonight.
You're awesome, Josh.
Cool beans. Thank you. Hope you guys have fun. Reach out if you have any questions or anything from me that you need from me. Feel free to ping me on Slack. Until then, happy hacking.
Thank you.
All righty.